Hello, everybody, and welcome to your weekend weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. As we are cruising through our late Saturday afternoon, heading into your Saturday evening, we've had a beautiful day as far as the weather is concerned here across Minnesota and the upper Midwest. Temperatures was very mild in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Not a cloud in the sky, just spectacular. And I hope the weather has been enjoyable where you are. But let's talk about that forecast that we are going to be seeing for your Sunday and into the week ahead. So let's jump into our national map here as we take a look at the pattern for this weekend. And we are seeing some thunderstorms through many areas across the United States, particularly down to the south and from Texas and the Gulf Coast and into the southeast and up into parts of the mid-Atlantic this weekend, which includes Florida. We're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. I'm not expecting a whole lot of severe weather with this activity, but we will see some garden variety thunderstorms. If you're in the southwest or the Four Corner states, we're going to be seeing some of those thunderstorms be kind of interesting, as many of those storms will be high altitude thunderstorms. So a lot of the precipitation will evaporate before hitting the ground. So we will have problems with dry lightning as well as dust storms. So we could see some boobs through parts of New Mexico and into Arizona, as some of those outflow from some of those dry thunderstorms create dust storms. So be watchful for those if you're on I-10, I-40, I-25 from New Mexico going into Colorado, as the visibility can be reduced to zero because of some of those dust storms. And we can also see some scattered showers and thunderstorms into the Pacific Northwest as well, where we have a lightning threat due to some dry thunderstorms out that way. And we're going to take a look at what we're going to be seeing early into the week for your Monday and Tuesday, as it's going to get quite warm across the northern plains and the upper Midwest. So Minnesota, Dakotas, down through Iowa, we're going to be seeing a very nice early beginning of next week, where those temperatures are going to start to hit the 80s. But we will see a cool down in the Pacific Northwest, where we saw a very warm week last week and this weekend, as well as those temperatures was in the upper 80s to lower 90s. We saw a lot of record heat across the Pacific Northwest, and we will be seeing it quite dry across the Northeast as well, as they are in need of some rainfall, as we're starting to have problems with drought conditions across the Northeast and the Eastern Great Lakes, and then across the Southwest, the Southeast, here along the Gulf Coast, and we're going to be seeing some heavy rain and some thunderstorms. But there's a potential for some tropical development toward the end of the month. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. Beautiful across the state of Texas and the Gulf Coast and the lower Mississippi River Valley. And again, those isolated thunderstorms down across the Four Corner states in the beginning of the upcoming work week. And here we are as we talk about that pattern for the overall next week, as we see it troughing in the west, a ridge in the east, but we will see those thunderstorms in the mountains and through parts of the high plains, and we will have more thunderstorms along the eastern areas of the Four Corner states. So Colorado and New Mexico, we're going to be seeing those thunderstorms, but Arizona is going to be dry this week, and we have beautiful dry weather across the Midwest and into the Great Lakes, including the Northeast, as it's going to be warm, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures into the 80s across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, and we're going to be seeing those 90s pop up down in Texas and through Oklahoma and Arkansas as well. So we're going to be seeing a very warm, dry week across the central and southern plains ahead. And as we talk about that temperature in the Pacific Northwest, this weekend is still going to be warm for your Saturday and Sunday, but as we head into the beginning of next week, we're going to see those temperatures come down about 25 degrees over what we saw this weekend. So much more seasonable weather across the Pacific Northwest as we head into next week. And then in the southwest, we're going to be looking at those thunderstorms across the four corners on your Sunday. Again, those dry thunderstorms where that rain will evaporate before reaching the ground in the lower valleys. But at the higher elevations up in the mountains, some of those raindrops might reach the surface. So we could get some beneficial rainfall. But that could also lead to flash flooding down in the lowland areas as rain that's fallen into the mountains runs down the slopes into the lower valleys. So watch for isolated flash flooding, dry lightning, which could spark fires in the lower elevations as well. So these dry thunderstorms could cause a problem through parts of the four corners as we come into the next week. And then we have a cold front that's moving across the eastern United States and the southeast, and that's going to be bringing thunderstorms from eastern North Carolina, South Carolina, southeastern Georgia, as well as the entire state of Florida. No severe weather is expected with this activity, but we can see some heavy rainfall that could lead to some flooding and ponding issues down across the southeast and in the state of Florida. And we're watching that persistent rainfall this week as an area flow pressure is going to develop just off the Gulf Coast of Florida, and we could be seeing that potential tropical development as well. But that is going to be producing some persistent heavy rainfall, and again, flooding can be an issue along some of the roadways and maybe into the Everglades as well. So a lot of rain could occur across Florida and the southeast as we move through this week. My name is Mr. G. That is your weather forecast. I had to re-record the video because of a sound issue that occurred halfway through the previous, so we re-recorded and we're going to repost. And I don't know what causes that sound where it buzzes, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching me. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can leave a follow on TikTok. Bye-bye.